picture this, alright. Imagine a boy goes to school. He's productive, he's strong, he's a regular at the gym. He does all the good habits we are supposed to do on self improvement. But his life is still shit. Why? Let's dissect the issue and see the root cause of it. There are many ways we get influenced in our day to day life. There is social media, there is television, there is movies and cinemas and all of this. So we get influenced from many different places. Now, a typical guy on self improvement will always cut out all of this Netflix and all that junk. But the thing is, there is still one thing that we miss, and that is music. Yeah, I know it was a shock. Let's return to the boy. What are the music he is listening? There could be many types, right? So let's say type number one, wholesome music related to love and all emotions and all of that. Now, I wouldn't say this is bad, but this makes him weak, more feminine and more emotional in certain ways. And if you just constantly listen to this type of music, then you're gonna become more, let's say, emotional and vulnerable. I can relate with this boy because I was in the same damn place, and I understand right now after getting out of the spectrum that what the shit that is going on. This isn't to say it is very bad. No, it is great. It is, there should be some level of emotions, right? You cannot have a blank face. Never mind. You cannot have a blank face, but there should be some emotions. But you know what? The more of something is definitely bad. Too much of positive can turn into a negative. I know, I just saddened all the mathematicians. Now let's move on to the second kind of music. So that is rap, degenerate, and hardcore. Now this will come like a surprise to many people because they think that yes, that if feminine shit is bad, feminine wholesome music is bad, then masculine rock and all of this hardcore shit should be the perfect thing for guys. But actually, no. Let's imagine this. You are told to sit in a room and there is a guy who is there who just comes inside and just speaks about how he is great, how better he is than you. He speaks all about his greatness and you have to listen that for 2-3 hours every day. This is the exact thing that you are doing with your life right now. You are listening to some random guy who is speaking about how great he is, not how great you are, but how great he is, and he is speaking that, and you are just constantly brainwashing yourself about his success, not yours. We already know from the trends, right? There are basically two types of males. One is alpha, one is beta. What does this rap and degenerate music make you? Does that make you self-dependent alpha male who just focuses on one shit, or does that make you kind of a beta male which just focuses on how great the tribe leader is, how great the top man, the alpha man is, not how great he himself is? This makes you weaker. It is more harmful than the wholesome and feminine and all of that shit, because you know what? In this current day and age, some sort of emotion is required, right? That is, you will all agree. So that type of emotion can be brought out by those sorts of music. But this hardcore degenerate music, it is worse than that thing. Most of the rap nowadays are just rap battles between random people you don't give a shit about. And why do you care about some guy making a song on another guy and then that guy replying to that guy? Bro, live your own life. Life is too short to live someone else's life. It was probably a quote of Steve Jobs. Now let's get on to my story. And I literally used to listen to all sorts of music. Like, there is a very good chance whatever music you vibe to, whoever is watching, right, whatever you vibe to, I vibe to that as well, because let's just say my spectrum is too much wide. I listen to wholesome shit, I listen to that rap hardcore shit, I listen songs in 4 different languages. I know some people listen in 10 different languages, but generally speaking, 4 different languages and 30-40 different genres. I don't have a favorite idol or icon of music, but I just listen to everything, man. And then there is instrumental music and ambient noises and rest of shit, blah blah blah. Now, what I did was a music detox. And I mean music detox in a way that not only lyrical, but everything, all of the random sounds. That is music with lyrics, right? Music with no lyrics, melodies, covers, instrumentals. Then there is noises. I stopped using noise. Then there is alpha, beta, gamma waves, which is supposed to enhance your brain focus or whatever that is. Then rain sounds. Basically, I cancelled out all the noise, all the music, each and everything. Like, basically you can just say that I took off my headphones for 2 months. Now all of you are here to, know the actual thing which helped me and what actually happened. What I did was, after this 2 months of detox, I just one day went back to listening to something, right? And I literally felt so withdrawn from it. I felt like maybe it's better not listening to music after all. I stopped listening to music during workouts, and it just put me in more mindful state of how each muscle is moving, whether I'm in proper form or not. Whenever you are listening to music, you just seem to go with your life. You're on autopilot, you are AFK, right, away from keyboard. But when there is no noise, there is no music, you just become yourself. No external influence, no guy spouting his words on your brain. What is left is yourself and you. After this 2 month period, what I found was, each and every self-improvement habit is there to boost your confidence, like make better version of yourself. And the same thing happened when I stopped listening to music. What happened was, I saw increased level of confidence, because I used to vibe with the music that would make me rather sad in a way, due to not achieving certain things, and the music would make me feel like there is something more that I need to achieve, and there is something else that I need to focus on, and that there are a million more priorities. But when I stopped all of that input in my brain, I just automatically became more focused and more confident that yes, goddamn right, what I have and what I'm working towards is enough, and I don't need any external validation from someone else that alright, you need this toy too, you need this also, you need that also. What I also noticed was increased level of wanting to do harder tasks, and this is very surprising to me, because generally I have to cope with a lot of my brain about sitting down and doing the hard task, because whenever I do the easier smaller tasks which don't take too much time, what I do is I just literally listen to music, get that shit done. But whenever there is a hard task and I need to actually focus, that time, since there is no music, there is no task. And after I stopped all of the music, I got more into doing the hard stuff, which actually made huge progress. My graph, my trusty graph with hand, each and every video it has got to come, it went from this to this. So let's look at the key takeaways that you can implement on your day-to-day life, because most people are here for that only. Nobody wants to listen to the story of a 16-year-old guy doing shit with his life. Now, the main takeaway that I suppose has the most impact, that is the 80-20 of music. Listening to music, that is, don't listen to music that makes you feel a certain way that you don't want to feel. This might come as a very big surprise to all of you, but yes, that is true. And by this, what I mean is, let's say there is a genre of music that makes you more weak, more feminine, more emotional, more vulnerable, more beta male type, right? It's cringe, but this is the current state of society right now, so I got to use this terms, otherwise I will not get the views. Basically, cut out all of that shit, and what I actually recommend is you keep the instrumental stuff in. You keep the instrumental and all of that noise and white noise, brown noise, pink noise, whatever is there. You keep all of that, but you reduce your lyrical music consumption. I know it is hard for many people, but once you get on the thing, it is not that much hard. That is probably the most cliche sentence in entirety of self-improvement, but yes, once you get into the flow of the things, it is not that much hard. Another analogy, let's say we throw you out on an island, right? You're not gonna die on the first day, even though you might be addicted to phone and internet brat or whatever. If we actually take you to a deserted island and tell you to survive for at least 5 days, you would do it out of necessity. Similarly, once you cut down the music, you will understand, and then you will not want to go back to the previous thing, and then you will see everything in a different point of view. You will see that whatever is influencing me, whether I want the influence or I don't want the influence, if I don't want, then I will not listen to the music. Simple. I know, sounds very simple. The conclusion I want to bring all of you towards is, too much positive is negative. I said the same sentence, and now probably you understand why I said it. Too much of a good thing turns into a bad thing. Too much of internet will make you a degenerate. Similarly, too much of working will make you burn out. Too much of exercise will give you injury. Similarly, too much of reading will give you too much of shit you don't need in your brain. So there is a threshold of everything. Once you cross that threshold, it's not even a good thing. So try to remain way below the threshold for music. While scripting this video, I wrote a very nice sentence, and it is probably due to the fact that I am more of a writer than a speaker. I write things in a more concise way, rather than speaking, and that I would like to share that line with all of you guys. That is, music shapes how you look at the world. It is deeply tied to who you think you are and who you believe your identity is and the actual person you are. It's like a white shirt. If you don't want to get a stain, don't put random color on that shirt. This line really resonated with me, so I wanted to share, and I will soon make a separate video on what music type to listen to while you are doing certain tasks. For example, what to listen to when you are doing chores or whenever you are focused, you are doing deep work. And music isn't gonna help you focus if you don't have the focus to begin with it. So if you are not productive, go and watch this one right now. I will see you in the next one. Start if you haven't already.